you, as his brother, competing with him, interacting with him, did you notice anything that would indicate that he was struggling with his life, that he may have been getting more emotional before he went missing?
That's the thing that really made us all upset at first. A lot of the detectives, the officers are trying to create that type of narrative that, maybe because he's having a lot of stress on him about, doing this master's program. And maybe he has all this pressure on him, but we were never raised that way. We always, if we had something that was bothering us, we knew who to go to. Even if it wasn't, we could go to our parents, we could come to each other. And we were just that close. We never let an adversity come between anything. We just got through it and figured a way to get through it.
So let's get into this a little bit. Carmen, how did you feel you were treated by law enforcement when you started?
He was a good swimmer. They found his car.
Transparent with me.
Somebody killed that boy.
But then when I kept on diving in and asking more questions, it was the resistance. It was, I'm now.
He was a whole hour away from his campus, an area that he ain't never been to before. Found his wallet somewhere else.
And I wasn't the angry, pushy black woman that they want to describe us as sometimes. And I was like, let them do their job because that is my black son. But then I watched TV and I saw Gabby Bettino everywhere. And I was like, why isn't my son? My son is missing. Why can't I get that help?
Right.
I reported Jelani missing one day after not talking to him. I listened to her parents. They hadn't spoken to her in 2 weeks. What is wrong here? I needed to find Jelani. Jelani doesn't go without talking to me. Jelani calls me all the time. If just to say, Mom, I just want to hear your voice. So this wasn't, they kept saying, Carmen, is it a possibility he just doesn't want to talk to you? No. Johnny always called to me. Always. He would go out of town. He went to Puerto Rico. He called me. Mama, I just want to hear your voice. He let me know where he was. He let me know that he was okay. So none of this was
Mama know.
normal for me not to talk to him, not to know where he was.
We need justice for Jelani, man.
It's been for your family. I see the pain that your mom's describing.
It's been very difficult. I don't like.
We need to find out who did this to that boy.
Seeing my mom crying. It'll be times
For real.
I call and I check on her and them, and I can just tell that she's got them crying. And it's like, what is it that I can do more of to try to help with all this? Like my mom gets on me all the time because I call myself the boss of the family, but honestly, everybody does is just calls me, and it's like I can't, with all these doubts I have in my head, and when I feel down and discouraged, I can't let that show to them, because once I show it, then everybody else shows the same.
Say, what was going through your mind when you realized that your brother's car had been found, that there were clothes in there, but then the wallet was a couple blocks away, and it's in Peru, Illinois, a place you guys probably never heard of before?
Exactly. With all these facts that's coming into play, from his license plate not being on the car, from his wallet, lanyard being in 2 different locations in Peru, and then on top of that, inside of his car, it's the way his car was, this area that it was parked in, it's a wooded area by the YMCA out there. To get into that area, you have to know that area. Nobody regularly driving would be like, okay, let's just drive up in here. He wouldn't have done that. So you have to go through a whole neighborhood to get up towards the hill, go down the hill again, and get up in that parkway to hide the car behind the trees. All these things that come into play is just, it baffles me that they still try to say it was suicide.
Right.
Carmen, Jelani's body was discovered in early September, but he wasn't positively identified for several weeks. Why do you think it took so long?
None of it made sense to me, and it still doesn't make sense to me. I know I'm not the first mother to lose a child, but it's different because I don't know what happened to my child. I don't know why I lost my child. My my child was going to school to be a doctor, and he ends up 60 miles away from his school, face down in a river. No reason to be there. Not,
Right.
no connection
It's cold
to them.
outside.
And him being in this town, which is
Oh, no.
now
This was in
learned is a
August.
sundown town.
This was in August,
Things
so
that
it was
happened
hot.
there before.
But still, no reason to be there.
Why would my son pick there? They asked me about him committing suicide. People that commit suicide don't throw their phone on the side of the highway or take their license plates off their car or walk to a river where they know they can swim and put themselves in there and take their clothes off and drown themselves.
Right.
No. We're planning a family vacation for Thanksgiving. That Monday, before this happened, Jelani was calling me all that day, talking about Thanksgiving.
Right. He wasn't depressed. Talk about.
So my son wanted to be here.
He ready to eat.
Somebody took him from me,
That part.
and I want them to pay for what they did to us.
Mm-hmm.
They do not know what they did to me.
Carmen, you described the area where Jelani was found as a sundown town. What do you mean by that?
Well, traditionally, growing up, there's towns that if you are black, you're not supposed to be there when the sun goes down. And if you are, there's a possibility that the white people there that are either in the Klan or Proud Boys or whatever, they will kill you or they will do something to you because that's what it is. Historically, there are towns in Illinois that are sundown towns. Peru is one of them.
There have been other bodies found in that river?
Yes, that area is pretty much known for a lot of unsolved cases, and majority of those cases that are unsolved or let's say ruled as a suicide.
There also have been people from Peru that have contacted me, and some of them have been white people, and they have told me they're glad that I'm speaking out. It's about time that I've shed light on their town because they're tired and nobody listens to them. I've had black people that live there that are quiet that say that they mind their own business because they don't want anything to happen to them.
A lot of people care about you, your family, Jelani.
We need justice for Jelani, y'all.
Right now,
For real.
start getting some answers.
Yep.
Coming up, Jelani's official cause of death was drowning, but his family insists he was an avid swimmer. Up next, what Jelani's mother thinks really happened to her son.
He was killed. Period.